Good morning. Welcome to the Canadian Preppers Network YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be talking ham radio go kits. We'll be right back. Alright, today I want to show you my 2 meter, 70 centimeter emergency ham radio go kit. As a member of Quebec Civil Security, I have to be ready at all times to go in case of an emergency. I am an accredited operator for them, and they can call me when they need help with something. So, let's start with the radio. First off, right here, Baofeng UV5R. You'll notice I've gone with an aftermarket antenna. This is the Nagoya NA771. I have the extended battery on this, and I ordered this yellow color special. I know it's ugly as sin, but I ordered it special just for this kit because I wanted something high visibility in the field so I can spot it. When you're going on these deployments, there's a lot of people with radios out there. This just makes mine that much easier to find. I also keep the original rubber ducky, which I know is not that useful. Doesn't have a lot of gain on it. But as a spare, I think it's a good idea. I keep this in the bag with the radio kit, just in case something happens to the Nagoya, gets bent, gets broken. It is a little flippy floppy. So, I keep the extra rubber ducky there. While we're on the idea of antennas, over here I have a small, inexpensive mag mount antenna, and it's got a fairly long lead on it. I don't remember exactly how long the lead is on it, but if I need to operate in the car, I can slap this on the roof, run the wire inside to the radio. I do have one that I always keep mounted to the car, but if I have to jump in somebody else's car real quick and run with them, then I have that in my kit waiting for me, ready to go. Again, sticking with antennas, here we have the roll-up Slim Jim. Ordered this off of eBay. These are great antennas. It's made out of twin lead. It's kind of like a J-pole, but not exactly that. And to go with it, I have a couple of 10-foot extension cables, so I can get this antenna 20 feet in the air over a tree or whatnot. And this antenna, by the way, is great. Maybe I'll put a link to it. I think the guy's still selling them on eBay. They come from the States. They're not that expensive, but they are great antennas, let me tell you. Nice to have something you can throw up in a tree. Speaking of throwing up into a tree, paracord, about 45 feet on this one. It started out as a 50-foot shank, but I've cut off about maybe 5 feet, just making lanyards for different tools and stuff. So a little bit of paracord help get antennas or whatnot up into trees. Going to power now. Spare extended battery. It's not yellow. Getting a yellow only extended battery for this, not that easy these days, so I have a black one. Same functionality. I'll still be able to see my radio from far away, but a spare battery is a must. I also have the charging deck for it right here, and to go with the charging deck, oops, I have a little sandwich baggie here with all of the possible ways to connect that charging deck. You have the standard 110 wall wart, plug into it, charge. I have a 12 volt, not 12 volt on a curly cord, so I can plug it in any 12 volt source, including my car, and charge it up. I also have in here a USB cable. Yes, there is a step-up transformer in this, so it delivers the proper voltage. This is great to have if all you have is a USB port to charge up your radio. Always a great idea to have as many power options as I could possibly think of. Also, 12-volt battery eliminator. This end obviously plugs into any accessory outlet in a car or passive voltaic solar system. And this end here slides in where the battery would slide into on the radio. If you don't have time to recharge your radio, you can plug this into your car or wherever, slide this onto the back of it, and it replaces the battery. You're going to be running directly off of that power source. So that's a great option to have. Let's just put these things aside, out of my way for now. Programming cable. If I need to reprogram my radio or program in emergency frequencies that we're going to be using in the field, this will help. With this, I can use my little notebook computer and actually name the channels so that I can keep them clearer in my head. Also, anything for programming. If I need to program things, duplicate a radio or whatever, I can do that in the field with this. Moving up here, since we mentioned computer, this is my DIY digital interface. If you've been on my other channel, I might move that video over from my other channel to here. Digital interface, I can use FL Digi and all sorts of digital modes. Yes, on a Baofeng UV5R, slow scan TV, PSK, whatever I want to use, I can use. Also handy to have is speaker mic, and I should have, and I don't, and it's a good thing I took this kit out. If you look at the bottom of this mic, there's a small port to put in a typical headphone. Cheap headphones from the dollar store, $2 little headphone there. This is great for privacy. When you go out on emergency services, you may be shadowing somebody who is handling sensitive information. Having this speaker mic allows me to keep an earphone in so that people around can't hear what's going on, and it keeps things much more private. Always very important to have a speaker mic with the headphone. I'll have to get a headphone and put it in. Over here I have a bag of just adapters. Anything you could think of. PNC, SMA, UHF. There's even... Yep, there's even a UHF connector in there. Not connector. SO239 chassis mount, which is really handy for making not just repairs on radios, but for making antennas. I'll do a video about making an antenna once out of just a connector and some wires. Always good to have. Of course, an LED flashlight. Bang! Always charged. Here, small frequency counter. Not very accurate, but it'll get me in the ballpark so everybody can be on the same channel, on the same frequency. And to go along with that, here is my Surecom SWR meter. If you build an antenna in the field, you're going to want to make sure it works. So having one of these, they're not expensive, great idea. And of course, here's all the adapters that go with it, so you can connect pretty much any antenna you would like to use. Tapes. Electrical tape, always handy, keeps water out of things when you connect them. Great help. And duct tape. Everyone's always got duct tape. I chose red for this kit. High visibility. Again, I'm not trying to be stealth here. I'm trying to get things done. And high visibility is important out in the field. Notebook with a pen. You're going to have to write things down all the time. Frequencies that are given to you, information that's given to you. Notepad and a pen, always important. If I need to make small repairs or adjustments, have a small toolkit here, and the bits for this driver are really small. This is for disassembling phones, disassembling radios, electronic parts, all those little things, all those tiny little and odd shaped bits are in there. It's also got a little pair of nippers which can come in handy. Need to make repairs, and this comes in handy actually with my solar charger. I'll show you later why. What else do we have here? Here we have a small, very cheap fold out solar charger. Get that wire out of the way. There it is. It's delivering a watt and a half maybe. But the reason I like carrying this around is because it has a small USB cable and all sorts of adapters for that USB cable, so I can plug in anything to a USB source. Sure, this will like charge my cell phone in full sun after about a day and a half. It's not a powerful solar panel by any means. But like I say, I like to keep it just for all the adapters and stuff in it. And it might come in handy once or twice. I have used it to charge my cell phone. I just lay it out on the hood of my car or truck or whatever, plug in the cell phone, and eventually I'll get enough power to make a call or whatnot. A tape measure. What am I doing with a tape measure? Well, if I do have to create an antenna out in the field, I'm going to need to know how long to cut the wire. So, yeah. Small, it's just a little 12-footer. Don't need anything like big. You'd even probably get away with something smaller than that, especially for a 2-meter kit, 70-centimeter kit. But a small tape measure just so I can measure out lengths of wire to cut if I need to. Along that same lines, dealing with antennas, here's a small compass, not, just a little zipper pull compass. If I needed to set up a directional antenna out in the field, a Yagi-Uda or something like that, I'm going to want to know which way to point it. That's why I have the compass. Somebody tells me, okay, the repeater you're trying to hit is due south of you. I can set up that Yagi-Uda, point due south, which is that way, by the way. Great idea to have that. Alright, let's go on to some of the other things, more accessory-wise. Here I have a 10-watt folding solar panel. This one will charge my phone, no problem. This one will charge my small battery here, no problem. I like this one, again, because of the adapters on it. We can plug that directly onto a battery with those posts there, post clips. We can also plug in a little USB adapter, so if I have something I want to run or charge off of 5 volt, there, that will do it. It's great. I love this one. Not just because of the, I don't know, what is it, digital camo pattern, which looks really uber tacked and cool. But the fact that it's small, it's foldable, and it works. A couple of carbiners on here. I use these to attach it to the outside of one of my bags. But really, carbiners, multiple uses in the field. So there's a couple of them hanging right there. The battery I take with me, portable like this, 7 amp hour, 12 volt, sealed battery. So yeah, you can tip this one upside down. It can jiggle around while you're hiking, walking, driving, whatever. No issues. Try to keep it charged at home. Pull it out of the bag kit every once in a while, charge it up, make sure everything's hunky-dory, and it's always ready to go. Solar panel charger, charge controller, sorry. Don't want to overcharge this battery. You want to keep an eye on what's going on. This thing is great. And this is where that small screwdriver kit comes in handy. I doubt you can see it from here, but the screws to connect the wires and the leads here from the solar panel into the battery and whatnot, really, really small. And the typical screwdrivers that I carry with me on my multi-tool or whatever, they don't fit in here at all. So that's one great use for that little screwdriver kit. Help connect everything up. There's just a pair of clips I can use. This one is meant to go from the charge controller to the battery to charge it up. I also have a couple here with the Anderson power pole connectors on them. It's just a pigtail, so I can connect it to whatever I want. If somebody else is using Anderson power poles, this little pigtail will allow me to connect into their equipment if I need to for power or whatnot. This one is designed specifically to charge my battery. I have the two battery terminals here and the power pole on the other end. This little puppy, indispensable. Battery clips on one end, accessory outlet on the other. So many uses for that, but one specifically for me is to connect my laptop power supply. 12 volt power supply for the laptop. Adjustable setting here as to what voltage you need. Comes with all sorts of different connectors. It won't fit every laptop that I've seen, but it does fit the one that I use, a little notebook here. While we're on the subject of power, here's a little USB power meter. It gives volts and amps coming out of whatever power supply you're using, so you know how much power you're drawing. You can figure out how long your battery is going to last, whether equipment's working properly or not. Great little neat piece of equipment here. And I think we're getting about to last but not least is my laptop, which is in anti-static bag, just in case it's EMP. Very small, and this one is dedicated to ham radio. Little Lenovo, I think it's an S10 or something like that. Yeah, little Lenovo S10. The mains power supply for it, or I can use my 12 volt right there. This is loaded up with FL Digi. I also have Chirp on here, which brings me to the last little piece of equipment here. It's a USB key. On this USB key, I have all the drivers I need for my Lenovo. I have all the firmware versions for the different versions of the UV5R. Handy for repairing it. If you make a mistake programming these with Chirp, you can brick your radio very easily. I've got all the configurations on there. If somebody bricks a Baofeng, I can usually get it fixed with Chirp with the different firmware versions that are on here. On top of that, we have the configurations for my radio. My radios, I have several configurations depending on what the radio is being used for. But those are all on there. I mentioned FL Digi installation is on there. Chirp installation is on there. If I need to set it up on somebody else's computer because mine's not working or whatever, I've got everything I need right here. Also, if I need to transfer files from one computer to mine, or from mine to someone else's, USB keys are great. You don't want to have to rely on wireless networks and whatnot. So we may be operating without those. So that's my basic kit. All this fits into a small laptop bag and a small tool bag, soft-sided tool bag, which you can't see right now. It's very portable, very easy to grab and go, which is the whole idea of it, and everything is always in there. The next video, we're going to set this up all up. We won't be using everything. I may not have to use duct tape or whatever, or my small solar panel. But in the next video, we're going to set this all up completely off-grid. So we're going to be using battery solar power in the next video, and we're going to be running some stuff. I'll try to show you guys the laptop running. Everything I can get going on this, we'll get going. For now, though, stay safe, Canada. It's a tough world out there. Well, it figures. I was packing everything up after doing the video, and I found my earbud headphones I was talking about. So I did have them with me. I just didn't have them out of the bag when I did the video. You guys may have noticed this awesome t-shirt I'm wearing. It's from the Ontario Preppers Survival Network. My buddy Shay runs that site. Also has a YouTube channel called Prepper Logic. You might want to check him out. I'm going to put links in a comment at the bottom of the video so you guys can get there. Trust me, he's worth the watch. Take care.